who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have. A man walks into a gallery and spends $110 million on a painting, untitled by Jean-Michel Basquiat. He leaves with an abstract canvas of skulls, splashes, and raw emotion. Across the city, a scientist folds her resignation letter. After a decade of work on antibiotic resistance, a looming global threat, her lab is shut down. Not for lack of progress, but because the funding was redirected to a biotech startup focused on cosmetic DNA tweaks. Faster returns, bigger margins. Two moments, one fueled by affluence, the other felled by it. What connects these two scenes? Greed, not the cartoonish kind, not top hats, cigars, or piles of gold, but the quiet kind, the kind that seeps into boardrooms, research labs, markets, even relationships. The kind that doesn't wear a mask because it no longer needs to. Greed wasn't always a vice. In fact, it helped our ancestors survive. To hoard food before a long winter was intelligent, not immoral. Early humans who stocked more had a better chance at life. But as societies advanced, scarcity turned to surplus. And yet, the urge to accumulate stayed wired. So the question arises, when survival is no longer at stake, why do we keep grabbing? Modern capitalism runs, in part, on aspiration, a neutral term. But aspiration mixed with envy, fused with fear of losing status, becomes greed. In this model, more isn't a destination, it's a direction. Economists call it relative utility. We're less concerned about what we have and more about how it compares to what others possess. This is why billionaires compete to colonize Mars, while poverty thrives a few miles from their launch pads. Is this innovation or indulgence dressed as progress? One of the most dangerous forms of greed is the kind that masquerades as virtue. The company that claims to connect the world, but extracts endless hours of attention. The foundation that gives to charity, while dodging taxes at twice the amount. Greed today has become rationalized. We rename it ambition. We call it growth. We defend it with phrases like, "It's just good business," but at what cost? The Stoics taught that freedom is found in self-restraint. The Buddhists speak of detachment from craving as the path to peace. Even Adam Smith, the father of modern economics, warned that unchecked self-interest could tear social fabric. And yet, in contemporary society, greed has become structurally reinforced. The metrics we reward, profit, expansion, influence, all favor those who never stop wanting. But when we treat the world like an infinite resource, who bears the cost of our excess? Often, it's the invisible, the environment, the exploited, the future. Greed isn't just destructive externally, it hollows the self. Studies have shown that beyond a certain point, increases in wealth do not bring proportional increases in happiness. In fact, the pursuit of more often leads to anxiety, isolation, and a chronic sense of inadequacy. Why? Because greed thrives on the idea that fulfillment lies just beyond the next acquisition. It's a treadmill, not a path. And the faster you run, the less you feel like you're moving forward. So, where do we go from here? Should we reject wealth? No. Wealth can build hospitals, fund clean energy, empower art, and save lives. The issue isn't having wealth, it's being had by it. The question isn't whether ambition is good or bad. It's whether our ambition includes others or only serves the self. Socrates asked, "How much is enough?" Perhaps that's still the question, not for minimalism's sake, not for guilt, but because if we don't define what enough means for us, someone else will, and they'll always want it to be more.